Hello and welcome to Magic 2021 Preorders here at TOAMagic.com. I'm Michael and we're going to be exploring how pre-orders for Magic 2021 are coming along. Every card was spoiled 2 days ago and we've had some strong early sales. Where are we on pre-orders? Well, we have 194 total orders, adding up to $4,200 in gross sales. After fees and shipping, that's going to be about $3,400. We still have plenty of cards. The mythics that we still have are about $2,500. The rares are about $4,000, and we're estimating the foils at about $1,000. Our product cost is $8,500, so this is exactly where we want to be. We've already hit about a third of our goal, only a couple days in. We're going to be able to continue selling stuff for the conceivable future. Pre-ordering cards involves using small amounts of data to reach conclusions that are much larger. One of the pieces of data that we do have access to is the number of unique sellers on TCG Player selling an individual card. To do this, we can start by finding a big number, whatever card has the most sellers available, and then extrapolating downward from that to look at how well a card has been selling. Pre-orders aren't that big overall. The total size of the market is probably about 500 cards of any one rare or mythic that are being sold through pre-order. So if a card is sold 50 or 100 copies very quickly, you're going to be able to see that on how many sellers still have the item in stock. Double Vision has 33 sellers on TCG Player right now, so that's a pretty good starting point for our top. If a card has a single digit number of sellers, 5 or 6 or 8, it means the card is either already spiked or is very likely to spike very soon because there's simply no supply in the market. So once the existing supply evaporates, anyone relisting the card is going to be relisting it at a higher price. On the other hand, if a card has 25 or 30 sellers like Double Vision, it means that there's probably not very much demand on the card, which means that it's worth pricing that card aggressively. If no one else is selling it, we have to be a little bit cheaper than everyone else to really get that sale. Whereas on a card that's going up, a card that has a lot of buying activity, we can eke out an extra couple cents here and there and increase our profitability by being a little bit slower in selling off the card. Let's jump into this week's pre-orders. Chandra's Incinerator is the big story right now. The card is at $7, there's about 3 sellers, but our copies didn't sell even though we had them priced at $3 coming into this. And that's because there was a Crystal Commerce sync problem on this card that affected us and may have affected other sellers. While the TCG Player number on this card is $7 right now, it's unlikely that that number is going to stay there once Crystal Commerce sync is back on, once people are able to sell these cards again. So this card is likely still in the $3 or $4 range, it just looks like it's gone up dramatically. Discontinuity. We've been pretty low on this card for the past couple days, and we haven't sold as much of this as we have some of the other mythics. So we're going to be staying low and staying aggressive on this card because we do want to be selling our copies. Elder Gargaroth is selling very well for us. We've sold through the first 20 copies at about $10. We're going to be selling our next 10 at about $10 as well. Since the power level of the set is so high, the cards are in general very valuable, there's not a lot of upward room on any individual card to move at this point. We're better off locking in our profits on a card like this. Fire Emancipation had 15 copies sold at $13 each, and most people who bought this card only bought a single copy. Normally that's not good for us because we're paying for the shipping and the labor on every individual copy. However, in this case, our average order was 5 additional cards on top of that single Fire Emancipation. That means that people are definitely building commander decks, definitely want to play with this card, and it's really exciting to see because this is some of the more profitable transactions we're going to be generating from. Sublime Epiphany has 31 modes on it. That sure is a lot. A couple sellers have a lot of cheap supply, but a number of sellers are also sold out, like we talked about earlier. So we're pricing higher and seeing where this card goes. Plus EV Games does a lot of pre-orders in general, and on a lot of rares they have 50 or 60 copies. On this they only have 26 copies left. That means that there's some definite potential. That means people are buying this card to play with. We're going to wait and see a little bit and try to get a little bit more money out of this card. Penny stocks. Brash Tanner sold well, about 15 copies. This is the new stuffy doll. It has fewer sellers than some of the other cards at only 23 sellers, so we're going to float this one up quite a bit. We're going to wait and see what the next couple of days look like, and we think that this card has some potential right now. Liliana's Standard Bearer and Niambi Esteemed Speaker both sold through the first 20 copies, but there's a lot of affordable copies on these in the market. We're going to keep our price low and continue selling at this price. 9 Lives is a cat card in the set. There's a lot of support for cats right now. This is actually our best seller right now. It's still fairly affordable in the sub $2 range, but I do want to point out that this is selling very well for us. Ruined Halo is completely unsellable right now. It's at 60 cents retail. We haven't sold a single one. I don't think it's going to see play in the near future, and this is basically a wasted spot right now. Spark Hunter Mastercore has a ton of sellers, way more than 30. We sold our initial copies very quickly, but we're going to keep our price low because this card probably doesn't have a home, and a lot of other sellers are on the same page as us. There's no real chase common or uncommon in the set. The best one's about 70 cents right now, so it's going to add a small amount of residual value to our orders, but isn't going to be driving any of our real profit. We're going to have another update on all this in another day or two as more cards sell and more prices change. You can pre-order all of these cards on TOAMagic.com, like this video, and subscribe to our channel to be notified when the next video is ready. Provide feedback in the comments or on Twitter at TOAMichael. Thank you for watching.